Hi, my name is Laura Melissa Smith, and I am a native of Mooresville. My book, Graven Images, my most recent book, I wrote about Selma Burke, and I wanted to write about her because she was the sister of my fourth grade teacher, and I'd heard about her obviously when I was in school, and it's just that. But as a kid, you really don't pay much attention. You hear about it and then you don't. But Mrs. Miller, I think her sister was named Geneva Miller, and she inspired in me my creativity, because we were always doing something, having poetry recitals, going here and there. We were just always doing things, and so some of that artistic bend that is in the Burke family undoubtedly reached over to her. And to be honest, Selma Burke, even though her name is more famous, Mrs. Miller at the time was she was around here. In Mooresville, she was the stuff. So she really inspired me and a lot of other people. One summer, going into my junior year in high school, they used to have a radio TV institute at UNC Chapel Hill, and I wanted to go to that institute, which I was able to go to, and you, like I said, for 2 weeks, and you get to learn everything about being in radio and television. And that cemented my desire to be in broadcast journalism. At the time, so I'm dating myself, I wanted to be the next Barbara Walters, or the big person around then was Walter Cronkite. So that was my aspiration. But then, so I got the chance to go to Chapel Hill, and I was in broadcasting, radio, news, writing for newspaper, and doing even public information. I was a public information officer here in Mooresville at one point. And it was, I don't know, the writing, what helped me in writing the book, I think, was especially I've written 2 books. One is, the first one is a fiction book. It's called Love in Disguise. And then obviously this is nonfiction about Selma Burke. And the reason why I wrote Love in Disguise is that I wanted to see a book that was more a romantic novel that more aptly reflected me as an African American woman, and as a Christian African American woman. And so I self-published it, just like I self-published Graven Images. I do that because I didn't want my words to be changed per se. Once an editor got a hold of it and say, take this out, take that out, I thought that would just diminish the essence of what the book is about. Like when I did, what made me finally self-publish this book was that a lady, I had sent it off to a publisher, and she said that you have a very nice book. You never get a handwritten note back. You would get rejection slips, and that'd be, just the form, the form of a rejection slip. But she wrote me back personally, and I was like, she said, it's just not what we need now. And so that got me to thinking. I said, oh, so she didn't just throw my book away. So I said, well, I'm going to publish it myself. So that's what I did. I got my money. I did my little fundraising to get my money together to publish my first book. And it just taught me that you have to be persistent. You have to have a tough skin. You have to be able to handle rejection. But you also, even if a publisher did publish my book, I learned that you're gonna, unless you're one of those top people like James Patterson or President Obama or somebody like that. Nobody, you don't get you're not going to be on the Today Show or Good Morning America to be expressing your book. You have to get out there and publish it and publicize it yourself. So it's just little things that I've learned along the way.